Reversals in professional wrestling are as common as a jab is in boxing, a tackle is in football, and references to my name are in the comments section. Every good wrestler can defend themselves, but sometimes WWE superstars outdo themselves and deliver reversals that not only come as a surprise, but become remembered as historic moments. It's called a finisher for a reason. Or at least it used to be. And these days, it's not uncommon to see a finisher reversed at least once or twice per match. But believe it or not, WWE still sometimes manages to find a way to shock us to our very cores. I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, and these are the 10 best ever reversals to WWE finishers. Number 10. RKO out of nowhere, number 1. The Viper is no stranger to awe-inspiring reversals, and his name will appear on this list like Roman Reigns appearing at Mania main events, and for good reason. Despite a WWE career of over 15 years, where I think he was in matches against Cena for about half of that, Orton still continues to find new ways of executing his emphatic finisher in situations you'd never have expected him to hit it. One RKO that doesn't quite get the recognition it deserves came at the 2008 Royal Rumble. As Orton defended his WWE Championship against Jeff Hardy, the charismatic Enigma was setting up for his patented twist of fate, only for Orton to roll through with the momentum and nail him with an RKO as Hardy turned back around. It may not be the flashiest RKO on this list, but the fluid motion and seamless transition from finisher to finisher worked so well and came across so beautifully that it deserves to be included here. Number 9. BENOIT catches Rhino off guard. I bloody love a good gourmet. Even if nowadays it comes with a side of cheese and crackers and a ginger bloke with an impossible tan. Trust me, I know. Anyway, Rhino's combination of speed and raw power makes the move look like his opponent is getting run down by an actual rhinoceros, unlike Edge's spear, which just looks like an unorthodox hug. On this occasion, however, Rhino would have his speed used against him. In a match against Chris Benoit on SmackDown, the rabid Wolverine would sidestep the gore, clutch the arm of Rhino, and using the man's own power and velocity to his advantage, take him down and lock in the crippler crossface for the submission victory. Lovely. Number 8. The Showstopper. Not long after coming up short against John Cena at WrestleMania 23, Shawn Michaels would square off against the champ in a non-title rematch on Monday Night Raw. It was around this time that Cena was truly starting to garner heat for his tremendous and somewhat ridiculous success. Now, who does that remind me of? However, in this extraordinary, almost hour-long contest, something essentially unheard of these days, even though there's an extra f***ing hour to work with, Michaels managed to land on his feet from one final attempt at an FU, turn around, and deliver sweet chin music for the victory. Not only did it prove that HBK still had what it takes, but it silenced Cena's naysayers, at least for the time being, who were convinced that Cena couldn't hang. A fitting finish to arguably one of the greatest matches in the history of Monday Night Raw. Number 7. Shot through the heart. Bret the Hitman Hart has gone on record to state that his steel cage match against his brother Owen at SummerSlam 94, you know, the one with Undertaker versus Fake Taker, classic, remains one of his favourites between the two. They allowed their story and their ability in the ring to carry the matchup, rather than focus on spots involving the cage itself. Take note, Vince. In the final moments, Bret would prove his technical skill as the excellence of execution by shifting leverage from his brother's sharpshooter to apply one of his own. A simple yet impressive reversal and one of the match's many highlights. Number 6. RKO out of nowhere, number 2. Back in 2005, the Legend Killer was being pushed as one of Raw's hottest future prospects, with a pose we've all attempted to varying levels of success. Don't act like you haven't, we all have. Orton would face off against the Dead Man at WrestleMania 21, coming this close to ending The Undertaker's legendary streak. As the Dead Man signaled for a chokeslam, the third-generation superstar would counter the move in tremendous fashion, twisting upon being lifted and grabbing the head of The Undertaker, pulling him down to the mat in what is likely to be the first ever RKO out of nowhere. He may have lost the match, but he won the respect of a lot of people that night and made a lot of people, myself included, lose their shit with his inventive reversal. Number 5. Angle retains in tremendous fashion. The match between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit for the WWE Championship at the 2003 Royal Rumble was simply incredible. The chemistry between the two men was unparalleled, with suplexes, submissions, and all-around fantastic wrestling on display throughout the whole match. Angle and Benoit would each reverse each other's signature holds numerous times throughout the bout. Before that was cool and/or done a load in every match on Raw. However, as Benoit cinched in his submission a final time and things for the champion were looking grimmer than Jules' internet search history, Angle managed to roll over Benoit and grab the ankle once again, reversing Benoit's maneuver into his own. The rabid Wolverine fought out of it, but to no avail, as Angle immediately went back to it, leaving Benoit with no choice but to tap out. A textbook example of wrestling being like a human game of chess. But, you know, like fun chess. Number 4, the F5 that shocked the world. If there ever was a reversal that changed the course of wrestling history, then this is it. The Undertaker walked into WrestleMania 30 possessing a streak that many believe nobody, not even the Beast incarnate, could conquer. But, as fate would have it, the jaws of wrestling fans across the globe would collectively drop as Brock defeated the almighty Phenom at the Showcase of the Immortals, becoming the 1 in 21-1. It wasn't some horrible dream, it happened. The finish came after The Undertaker had already kicked out of 2 F5s, and after having consistently defended himself from the hard-hitting onslaught of Lesnar. By that I mean, he was concussed to f***. He'd also landed a tombstone piledriver as a receipt, but to no avail. Signalling for one final piledriver, Undertaker lifted the behemoth up onto his shoulders, only for Lesnar to follow through with the momentum and lift the dead man up before delivering a third emphatic M5 to solidify himself as the only man to ever defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Oh, until Roman, of course. Lol. Number 3, Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero's victory over Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at No Way Out 2004 still gives fans goosebumps to this day, and it couldn't have happened to a more deserving guy. Guerrero had battled through years of hardship in and out of the ring, and on this particular night, his tough journey all became worth it. The celebration that followed was immensely emotional, becoming one of those moments that will live on in wrestling history until the end of time. I'm not crying. You're crying. How did he capture the title? Well, in typical Eddie Guerrero fashion, of course. Lesnar evaded an Eddie cheap shot with the title at first, but as Brock attempted to deliver an F5, Latino Heat would shift the momentum and counter the classic maneuver with a tornado DDT onto the belt itself, allowing him to nail the champion with a frog splash and add his name to the historic record books, which now also featured Jinder Mahal. Jesus. Number 2, RKO out of nowhere. Number 3. A hat trick for the Viper, and if you want to see a jaw-dropping reversal, then look no further than the phenomenal RKO on Evan Bourne from the summer of 2010. As Bourne attempted to deliver his incredible shooting star press, the Apex Predator would reanimate like some sort of unstoppable zombie, granted with sick abs, leaping upwards and catching Bourne with a devastating RKO in midair. The sheer accuracy and timing makes this one of the best damn counters in wrestling history. The fact that he didn't start moving until Bourne's feet were just about to leave the turnbuckle just adds to the amazing nature of the move and makes it one of those moments you rewatch more than Stephanie going through the table at Mania. It was a once-in-a-lifetime moment that many believe for the longest time would be the best RKO that Orton would ever pull off. Until... Number 1, RKO out of nowhere. Number 4. It was a finish that truly caught the attention of the gobsmacked WWE Universe. At WrestleMania 31, Rollins would run towards a hunched Orton to deliver a curb stomp. Thank God they brought that back, I bloody hate the knee! But as Rollins stood on the back of his neck, Orton would raise up, launching Rollins upwards, who at this moment knew he done up, and deliver an RKO as the Architect was on his way down. The spot was delivered perfectly from both parties, and you could see Orton was happy based on the child at Christmas fit of excitement he threw immediately afterwards. And that's why it's the best finisher reversal in WWE history.
So that was our video. Thank you for watching. Please do feel free to click on anything happening around my head or something terrible might happen to this dog. Is that you too sweeting me, bro? Ugh. Disgusting. That's really bad.